Hi guys, and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Reads. Today we're doing a book haul. So this is going to be my winter book haul, so everything I acquired from January through March. I started out this year wanting to buy less books. I bought way too many last year, and I wanted to buy less. I didn't go on a book buying ban. I didn't limit myself, but my goal more or less was to basically only buy books that I was ready for, like the next book in a series or a book that I knew I was going to pick up within a month or so. That was the goal. And I started off the year pretty well, and I didn't do horribly. I didn't do fantastic, but I didn't do horribly. But let's just talk about all the new books I have. So in January, I only got 3 books, and one was a gift. That first one that was a gift was The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Meadlestone by Jacqueline Moriarty. This is a middle grade that follows Bronte, who goes on a journey. She is sent with very specific instructions from her parents to visit each of her 10 aunts and deliver a gift to each one of them. This I actually just read a couple weeks ago, and it was fantastic. Highly recommend. But this was the first book that I got this year. In January, I only purchased 2 books. The first was 10 Days in a Madhouse by Nellie Bly. This is a nonfiction, kind of a journalistic look at the Blackwell Island Asylum, and her time that she spent there. And then I also got The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, which is a short story. Both of these are related to mental health and just kind of the health profession in general and how that was changing around the turn of the century. Both of these had been on my radar, and I'd been wanting to read them, but then I read another book in January that referenced Nellie Bly, and so I just went ahead and picked them up, and I've read both of them. So all 3 books that I got in January, I've already read. So that's a win. Then in February, all the announcements for middle grade March started to roll out. And I told myself that I did not need to buy any new middle grade because I had plenty, and what I didn't have I could get from the library. But then I bought a bunch anyway. So let's talk about some of those middle grade books I picked up. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I ended up getting 8 middle grade books, and we're halfway through March, and I've only read one of them so far, but, progress. I'm going to read at least a few more of them before the end of the month. This first one that I have read is The Mysterious Disappearance of Aiden S., as told to his brother. This is David Levithan, and this follows a young boy who disappears for a week and then reappears, and what he tells his brother about what happened during that time. I also picked up The Prophet Calls by Melanie Sumrow. This deals with a polygamous cult and some of the young girls that kind of grew up in that environment and the choices they make in life. Have The Elephant in the Room by Holly Goldberg Sloan. One, this cover is stunning, which honestly is the main reason I got it, but it's also partially set in Oregon, and I live in Oregon, so that was another selling point. And I really don't know much about it, except that I think it has to do with an elephant. I picked up a few historical fiction, middle grade. First is Fly Away Home by Christine Nostlinger. I don't really know anything about this one. I'm assuming it is World War II, but I could be wrong on that. A Place to Hang the Moon by Kate Albus is definitely World War II. This has to do with the kids that were sent out of London during the Blitz. I also picked up The Ghost of Goswater by Lucy Strange. This is set in the Lake District in 1899. And that's pretty much all I know about it. I've read other books by Lucy Strange and usually really enjoy them. So all of these I'm still hoping to get to this month, but we'll see what happens. I also picked up The Happy Prince and Other Stories by Oscar Wilde. These are short stories like fairy tales, basically, for kids by Oscar Wilde. I've read the first 2 so far, and I love them. I read Picture of Dorian Gray a couple years ago and loved that. But this is the only other Oscar Wilde I've picked up, so I definitely need to explore more Oscar Wilde, but I'm really enjoying this one so far. And then the other middle grade I actually won in a Goodreads giveaway, and that is Starfell, Willow Moss, and The Lost Day. This is fantasy, and that's literally all I know about it. It's quite short, so again, I'm hoping to pick this one up this month. All right, then beyond that, oh, I did pick up one other one brand new, and that is Till We Have Faces by C.S. Lewis. This is not middle grade, but it's one I've been meaning to read for a long time, and I decided to just go ahead and pick up a copy of it. I do plan on getting to this one very soon, so hopefully. Then I made a couple trips to the used bookstores, so I have just a few books that I picked up. So first of all, I found a copy of Washington by Ron Chernow. Ron Chernow is the same author that wrote the biography of Alexander Hamilton that the musical is based off of, and a bunch of people were just reading this version of Washington for a presidential readathon, which I'm not participating in, but I am fascinated by the character, by the person of George Washington, so I do want to pick this up. It's huge, but I picked it up for $5, so winning. Then I picked up a few classics. I picked up Shirley by Charlotte Bronte. I am on my journey of reading all the Brontes. Shirley and The Professor, I believe, are the only ones I haven't read, or at least of their well-known stuff. Their main novels. So now I have Shirley, and we'll get to that hopefully this year, maybe during October. I don't know. We'll see. I also picked up The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I have never read Jurassic Park, but I want to, and I feel like I should read this one first. It's about dinosaurs, and you all know the story. But anyway, I feel like I should read that, and I picked this one up for pretty cheap. I also picked up some Woodhouse, Leave It to Smith. Emma at the Bookish Princess just a month or two ago did a read-along of this, and I didn't participate because I didn't have it. I have read some Woodhouse before. I've read some Jeeves and Wooster, but nothing else. So I went ahead and picked up Leave It to Smith, and I will get to that hopefully soon. And then just one more. So all in all, not a huge book haul, which I'm excited about. But I found a copy of a book that I already have a copy of. Actually, it's embarrassing. I already have 2 copies of it, so now I have 3. They're sitting right behind me. But now I have this beautiful old edition of Anne's House of Dreams. I just saw this on the shelf and knew I had to have it. Isn't that gorgeous? It's hardcover. I mean, it's in pretty ratty condition, but it's 100 years old. And it was $9. So that went in the basket. So that is it. That is my book haul for the first 3 months of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. And again, most of these, with the exception of maybe a couple of those classics, I really am hoping to get to within the next month or two. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think I should pick up sooner rather than later. And thank you for watching.